Hello, hello, all you beautiful beings. My name is Jessie with Angelic Love Messages, and today I was guided to deliver a message from our angels, guides, and spirit who is all around us every day, whether we recognize or realize it or not, whether we associate with God or a higher power or however or whomever resonates most with you. I'm not pushing my beliefs onto you, but I do believe in God and His Son Jesus Christ and His angelic team. But I also believe in supporting and loving all well-intentioned religions and people and beings and things. Today's message is very powerful, and not only because it is an 1111 portal, which I don't know the full details except that it is a powerful day today. It's about oneness, being whole, uniting, healing our hearts and souls so that we can live authentically, live our lives to help one another, encourage one another, love one another. A lot of us are feeling as if we are undeserving, perhaps. And that is so far from the truth. God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son. What a beautiful phrase that is, and what a beautiful gift for all of us, because that means that even though we've all made mistakes, which we all have, no one is perfect, we are all still loved by the divine and accepted. All we need to do is relinquish control and fear and the feelings of unworthiness or lack, because we're here today. We can make a difference. We can turn our lives around. We can change our thought patterns if we want to. Just remember that these messages that you hear from me, from any other content creator, these are only messages of suggestions and an encouragement to make the changes that you know need to be made. We all have something that we're working on. We all have something that we need to change, but we need to change for ourselves and not for others, and not change because someone tells us that we need to change or tells us there's something quote unquote wrong with us. There's nothing wrong with us. There's just lessons in life that we have to learn. There are certain patterns, behaviors, limiting beliefs that have been instilled upon us all this time through whatever means. There's so many ways and reasons that these negative patterns, thoughts, and beliefs have been drilled into us, into our thoughts and our minds. But we're not going to go into those details. We're not going to devote too much time and energy into the negativity, because the message that I received today is all about the more we think about the things that we're not, or the things we don't have, or the negative beliefs that have been instilled upon us, the more we will stay in that lower vibration energy, and the cycles will continue to repeat. So the message that I received overall is using our gifts and talents to help one another awaken to see our true potential and our true calling. I thought that was really beautiful, because I think a lot of us, we've grown up with a sense of fear motivating us and driving us. But that doesn't work for all of us, right? I mean, people are like, well, I'm going to take this away, right? Oh, prime example. Here's an example. My teenage daughter. I love her with all my heart, and she is such a blessing to me. And just, I do call her my angel, because she just saved my whole world when she was born, when I found out I was pregnant with her. And she still is. She's still an amazing, beautiful gift from God and the heavens above. Does she make mistakes? Yes. But don't we all? Do I make mistakes as a parent? Yes. But don't we all? Anyway, I digress. What I was saying is, we kind of got into a little disagreement this week. It was actually kind of a big one, but she started to come back at me, and it reminded me that using fear tactics to attempt to control the situation or to get another being to do what I wanted was not the way to go. I had told her, I said, if we gotta leave, we gotta go right now. And I said, if you don't leave, I'm taking your phone away. And she says, I don't care. Take my phone away. Fine, I'm not leaving. Or something to that along that line, right? Bottom line was, I was like, what? That obviously didn't work. That backfired on me, right? She's like, take it. I don't care. Well, later, I mean, we got through the situation and we calmed down. We both calmed down. But it was an emotional situation. And looking back on it, am I proud of using that as a tactic? No. But is it a common tactic for us parents or guardians or individuals who are caring for other youth? Yeah, I think it is a pretty common thing, a common phrase to come out of our mouths. But it really impacted me this time more than ever because that wasn't the way to go. I cannot control my daughter, nor do I want to. I was grasping. I was fearful, like anxious. I wasn't fearful. I was anxious because I needed to get her to school on time and we woke up late. So that anxiety just exploded and shattered my energy all over the place, right? And her energy was shattered all over the place. So here we were frantically communicating with each other and not in the best way, mind you. But now I look back, things did settle down. We have both apologized to each other. And now I know that that's not how I want her to do something for me. I want her to want to do it and want to get herself there on time as well. So there's still some finessing that has to be done there. But regardless, my point is that there is a better way than using that phrase, so I'm going to take your phone away. That was a fear tactic. That was an attempt to gain control. And again, I don't mean to repeat myself, but that's not what we're here for. God does not want that for us. The divine doesn't want that. That is the low vibrational energy that will keep us in that repeating pattern. So to sit back, reflect on the situation, and see other perspectives would have helped. If I would have taken a moment to pause, breathe, look at the time, and evaluate the situation and be understanding that we weren't going to make it regardless. Even if we would have left at that exact moment in time, we would not have made it on time. So did it matter that I kept pushing? It mattered in our relationship in that it caused a bunch of emotional distress for both of us. But when it comes to getting to school safely and on time, it didn't matter. No. Calming, recollecting, bringing the energy back down in a loving way would have actually raised the vibration. And this scattered energy and emotions is not just happening in our household. It's happening collectively. And that is evident in the messages that have been given us today. And we're going to dive right into that now. So if you're still with us, thank you. I share here and there some personal stories just to help with a connection, not to get off track, but I was hearing that I needed to keep that in. There is a reason why, and maybe someone else needed to hear that too. So without further ado, let us get into the messages. And we are going to use the Life Path spread today, which is a 7-card spread that I learned from reading and watching and listening to Kyle Gray. So this is right out of Kyle Gray's guidebook, The Divine Masters Oracle Guidebook. I'm really excited about this Oracle deck. Before we get into it, I am using Kyle Gray's newest Oracle deck that was just released this month, November, The Divine Masters Oracle, and I highly, highly recommend it. It feels like home to me. I just love it. All the messages and cards, well, maybe not all the messages, but I haven't read all of them yet. But so far what I have, just going through and looking at all of them, it just feels so good to read the messages, and I'm excited to learn more about this deck. It just resonates with me. And then the other card deck that we will pull from is from the Quantum Human Design Activation card deck by Karen Curry Parker. And I will put the link to both decks in the description box below. Okay, so the first deck represents the strengths and gifts we have come in with. And that is Guru Ram Dass, miraculous moment. Harmony surrounds you, expect miracles. And this card was in reverse. So remember when we were talking about scattered energies? This is a good indication to me that there's a lot of this scattered energy perhaps y'all might be encountering as well, that this is happening for the collective consciousness. Because in the upright position, it is miraculous moment, harmony surrounds you, and expect miracles. Now remember my little example earlier? There was disharmony in this household earlier this week. But God, His angels, the divine team, and love prevailed. We were able to talk about it and smooth things over. So this message from Guru Ram Dass is proof that peace and harmony and balance is coming for all of us. Your message, the blessings of Guru Ram Dass are with you now. Even if the odds are stacked against you, you are being guided to expect miracles. If you feel that there are energies, people, or situations trying to stop you from being yourself or from living the life you feel called to live, know that by staying connected to God, you will prevail. Don't allow anyone or anything to stand between you and your dreams. By staying committed to your vision, you allow what may seem impossible to become reality. The Divine Masters want you to know that all things are possible and that you are worthy of light, healing, abundance, and support. If you feel that the miracle you need is too huge to achieve, then you must know that you are only limited by your mind. Don't measure what seems possible. Just trust and let miracles become your reality. That is a powerful message to help bring us back into the upright position of Guru Ram Dass. A miraculous moment is coming, folks. We have to believe that, though. That belief, that realization that we are worthy of miracles to happen to us will raise our vibration. That leads us into the second card, which represents what's happening in our lives right now. And I say our lives because I'm part of the conscious collective as well. Okay, I'm in here equally as much as you. Just today, I am being used as a conduit for these messages. So the second card, what's happening in our lives right now, is the Atlanteans, evolution, vibration, legacy, technology, progress. Expect acceleration. And this was in the upright position. I'm going to read a little bit of this. Actually, I'm going to read the whole thing about the Atlanteans because I found it rather interesting. There's something coming up. I can feel it. Legend has it that Atlantis was an advanced civilization that existed thousands of years ago in the center of the Atlantic Ocean. Its people were highly evolved and had many spiritual gifts. They were telepathic, psychic, and known for their ability to combine the laws of science and nature with spirituality to develop technology and create heaven on earth. But somewhere along the way, many of them stopped respecting their gifts and spiritual connection. This caused a great cataclysm that brought their civilization to an end. The Atlanteans of this card are those who continue to live with spiritual integrity and awareness. When Atlantis came to an end, many of these beings ascended beyond the physical dimension and now act as a congregation of evolved souls who, like angels, work with those who are following the spiritual path and want to leave a legacy of light. And their message for us today, you are a future thinker who will leave a legacy of healing and light. Think beyond boundaries and keep your future and the future of your close ones in mind when it comes to making a decision. Atlantean energy is here to help you align your pathway with one that supports the evolution of your soul and your family lineage. This is a time of transcending old ways of being and old patterns, so it might not always be easy to navigate, but it will be worth it in the long run. Ideas, creativity, and new technological concepts are all around you now. When it comes to forging new pathways, think of the future, cut out any long-winded approaches, and streamline everything you are doing. This is a time of evolution, and so there's a good chance of resistance from old energies and the ego. If you feel challenged or encounter growing pains, know that you're on the right track. Persevere. Yes. A breakthrough is coming for all of us. Great things are coming. This leads us into the third card that came up, which is what's supporting our journey at this moment. And that is Gate 35, experience. And on this card, Gate 35 comes from the throat chakra. In human design, it's called the throat center, but it's the same. It's using our voice in some way, shape, or form to express our truth. And that doesn't necessarily mean that we're all going to be speakers or that we're all going to be having our own social media platform to share. But maybe for some of us, it is. Maybe others are going to be singing about it or creating music, writing songs. Any creatives out there, maybe you're going to write a book about it. Maybe you're meant to journal about it. Maybe you're meant to go and teach about it. Incorporate that in your everyday life. Creating and using your voice and sharing your experience doesn't necessarily have to be one way or another. Or it doesn't have to be only one way. Right, that's what I meant. So, Gate 35, this card is representative of what's supporting our journey. The challenge of Gate 35 is to not let experience lead to feeling jaded or bored, to have the courage to share what you know from your experience, to know which experiences are worth participating in, to not let your natural ability to master anything keep you from being enthusiastic about learning something new, to embrace that even though you know how to know, you don't know everything. And your higher expression of this gate is the ability to know which experiences are worthy and worthwhile, to partake in the right experience and to share your knowledge from the experience for the sake of changing the story of what's possible in the world. An unbalanced expression of this Gate 35 is to be bored with life, to let the boredom of life cause you to settle for a life that never challenges the status quo. So if you're feeling like that right now, if you're feeling in the unbalanced expression of Gate 35, an affirmation to help you move through that: I am an experienced, wise, and knowledgeable resource for others. My experiences in life have added to the rich tapestry that is the story of humanity. I share my stories with others because my experiences open doorways of possibility for others. My stories help others create miracles in their lives. Starting to see the theme here. Miracles happen when we believe in ourselves, love ourselves, help one another, encourage one another. We are all one, and we do that by helping and sharing our stories, sharing our experiences. And this leads us into Gate 32, endurance. And Gate 32, that was also in reverse when it came up. But let's read about, and also sometimes folks, sometimes when they're in reverse, it just means that our angels and guides are wanting us to really pay attention to that particular card. Doesn't necessarily have to be the opposite of it. But in this instance, I've been hearing that it is very much a part. It's the reverse that is happening for many. But that's okay. When we know what the card means in the upright, that just means we're off balance a little and we can get back on track. So Gate 32, endurance, and this card is about what you are overcoming. The challenge is to trust in divine timing, to prepare for the next step of manifestation and to align with the unfolding of the process, to be patient. The highest expression when you are using this gate properly. Oh, and this gate, sorry, I want to take a pause. This gate is coming from the spleen center. And your spleen center is the center for intuition, time, the lymph nodes, and the immune system. So the intuition that is located in the spleen is survival based. The spleen operates strictly in the now. when you have gut feelings about something, the feelings are usually short-lived. This is why it is so easy to ignore your gut and go ahead and do something anyway and then regret it later. The spleen is a feel-good center. Now, that was taken right from Karen Curry Parker's Understanding Human Design book, and it's The New Science of Astrology, Discover Who You Really Are. So I can also put that in the description box as well. But I just want to give you an overview of what the spleen center was. So the spleen center in endurance, the high expression of Gate 32 endurance, is the awareness of what needs to be done to make a dream a manifested reality, setting the stage, preparation, and being ready. The patience to trust that once the stage is set, the timing will unfold as needed to serve the highest good of all, to translate divine inspiration into readiness. An unbalanced expression could be letting the fear of failure cause you to avoid preparing what you need to do, to not be ready when the timing is right, to push too hard, too fast, and for too long against right timing. An affirmation for endurance: I am a divine translator for divine inspiration. I sense and know what needs to be prepared on the earthly plane in order to be ready for right timing. I am aligned with right timing, and I prepare and wait patiently, knowing that when the time is right, I will be ready to do the work to help transform pain into power. So with that gate being in reverse, I would say that perhaps many of us were trying to jump ahead, skip steps, and we want to reach that aha moment that we know and can sense and feel is coming. But divine is telling us we still need to prepare a little bit more. That's for some of us, not all of us. But trust in divine timing. Ultimately, they know. And this takes us into what our angels want us to know, which is Lakshmi and Ganesh. Prosperity vibration. You are attracting health, wealth, and happiness. And this card was also in reverse. And what that tells me is when we are in our lower state of vibration, we are not attracting the prosperity that the divine wants us to have and is trying to help us achieve. But I'm going to read our message as if it were in the upright position, and then we'll go back to why or what it means for being in reverse. So the message is health, happiness, joy, success, good company, and opportunities surround you now. If you are working on a particular project at this time, know that this card brings confirmation that you are indeed on the right path and will soon enjoy the fruits of your labor. Spend extra time and energy on gratitude, for when you do, you magnetize more and more reasons to be grateful. If you feel you've been up against challenges or blockages, Lakshmi and Ganesh are encouraging you to keep going. Don't give up. The barricade you are pushing through is actually an opportunity to decide how committed and focused you are on bringing your vision into reality. What you believe, you will achieve. So with it being in reverse, what I'm hearing is that many of us, again, might be feeling anxious or not enough, that we're not enough, that what we're doing isn't enough, or that what's the point? I'm not going to get it anyway. Or, whether that's a job or a relationship or recognition, whatever the case may be, if we have that lack mentality, or the raise, right? So if we have that lack mentality or that lack thought process going, that's going to lower our energy vibrations, and we're going to stay in that cycle, and that's what we're going to attract. We're going to attract opportunities that keep us in that lack mentality. But what the divine is telling us and what they're sharing with us is we can change that around. We will change that around by thinking positively. I'm not talking toxic positivity like, oh, everything's fine. Everything will just work out the way that it's supposed to. Everything will be fine. Yes, we have to think that, but we also have to be realistic and think, okay, what can I do to make this happen? So it's a combination of thinking positive, believing, showing your gratitude, and then doing your part. What can you do? If you want that raise, what can you do to get to that next step? or if you want to open your own business, what do you have to take? What steps do you have to take? And what do you need to do to make that a reality? Okay? It is possible. So, Lakshmi and Ganesh, prosperity vibration, you are attracting health, wealth, and happiness. Use that as an affirmation. I am attracting health, wealth, and happiness. Thank you, angels. Thank you, God. Thank you for helping me attract health, wealth, and happiness. And that's whoever you resonate with. If it's the angels, if it's divine masters, if it's God, I'm just show gratitude. And that does take us into dual cool, divine mission. And this card represents what our ancestors and guides want us to know. Dual Kul's purpose is to guide humanity to a more enlightened and compassionate existence. He is one of the lamas residing in the etheric retreat of Shambhala, a city of light hidden in the Himalayas. Many of these lamas are the spiritual guides of lightworkers on earth. Our message with this card, you are being guided to know that your current situation is an opportunity to evolve as a spiritual being having a human experience. Think beyond your current needs and try to see the bigger picture. Be compassionate in your choices and actions and open to seeing the other person's point of view. Let go of any selfish desires or needs that may not serve you in the long run, for this will help you take more enlightened steps forward. There is a divine mission in your current circumstances. Your spiritual guides are around you at this time and encouraging you to see how far you have come. See that for yourself and understand how you've evolved. You have all it takes to move on and move up. Let go of any fears of loss and limitation. This is just your ego testing your ability to transcend fear. Let your heart lead the way. And with that being in reverse, that is a clear indication that many of us, to include myself, were or are allowing fear to guide us in our next steps. And that is actually preventing us from making that forward movement to achieve what the divine wants us to achieve next. That's holding us back. So what can we do to break that blockage? We can clear our energy. We can pray. We can use positive affirmations. And we can ask the divine to come in and help us. Meditate on it. Pray about it. However you receive messages from your divine, that is what you need to do at this time. And ground yourself. Find the grounding methods that help you and work best for you. That grounding will help you get into a meditative state. And that doesn't necessarily mean some of you might even exercise to meditate. I learned that from another content creator. Another being was guided to share that sometimes our meditative states aren't just sitting in quiet or sitting and listening to quiet music to get into that meditative state. It is some exercise. Some are painting, or some are creating of some way, shape, or form. So it's when your thoughts start wandering and you start receiving thoughts and ideas, that is divine leading you to your next step. Okay, felt I needed to share that. So meditation, again, comes in all forms and different ways. Okay, I think I just repeated myself, but you get the hint. Now with that, we can still change that around. We can turn it around and make it upright. And we will, because we're here today listening to the divine messages, right? Okay, and this leads us to our final card, which is representative of what we are here to surmount in this lifetime. And that is this beautiful Bridget inner fire. Let your passion lead you to your purpose. Bridget is a Celtic goddess of Ireland who is closely associated with fire and the season of spring. Her name means the bright one, and she is a goddess of fertility, healing, and all the renewing energies that spring brings. In Ireland, she is the protector of wells and holy shrines. And her message for us is you are a highly driven, passionate being with the ability to make great changes in the world. Follow what lights you up. for the spiritual fire within you is growing and glowing, and the sharing of your passion will lead to the fulfilling of your purpose. Bridget is coming to you now because it might feel as though your life is changing and the ground is unsteady beneath you, but trust that it is best to change when change is unfolding around you. This is a powerful time for you to begin anew. The seeds that you have planted with your dreams are being given the opportunity to germinate and grow. Trust in your passions and don't let the limiting beliefs or doubts of others be projected onto you. Let your fire burn and roar. That is beautiful. To recap, we have many different energies that came through today and many different areas of guidance. But I think the underlying message is that change is inevitable. We are all experiencing ebbs and flows. We came to Earth to make changes, to shift perspectives, to release what no longer serves us, to show and reveal that miracles do happen and have been happening for generations, for centuries. We must put our differences aside and become one. Believe in miracles, show gratitude, use our voices to share our stories and experiences with one another in the right time, in divine timing. Listen to your intuition. It's only going to be for a split second. Have some type of journal or notebook to write in when these ideas pop into your head. Take it with you wherever you go, when you're driving, do not drive and write at the same time, but pull over and write your ideas down, or when you get to your final destination, write those quick ideas down. You are receiving messages. We are giving you messages, is what I'm hearing. The divine, they're sending us messages through lyrics, songs, books, music, human interactions, the places we go, the people we meet, animals, nature. That's why we are all being encouraged to go out and get into nature, get away from our screens, get away from the computers, your phones, become one with nature to become one with one another. We are and will deliver miracles in your life. Devotion, gratitude, love, kindness. Be gentle with yourselves, be gentle with others. We will help you and we are helping you, is what our divine is sharing with us. Look for the miracles in your everyday routine because they are there. Listen to the steps. These miracles, these messages are guiding you. Some will be subtle and some will be very evident. But pay attention to the clues, repeating numbers, feathers, music, song, lyrics, pictures, paintings, situations, repetition. If you notice repetition, something's repeating, pay attention. There's a reason for it. Check in with yourself. What is this message for me? And ask for help. Ask your divine, ask your spiritual team for guidance. We are all one. Shine bright. Use your gifts and talents to help each other awaken to your true potential and your true calling. We love you. Thank you for being here with us and receiving these messages. May you all be blessed and be safe. From our hearts to yours, with love, light, compassion, grace, and mercy. Be well. Take care. That is a wonderful place to stop. Thank you all for joining us, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your evening. I would definitely be interested in your thoughts and your experiences if you were open to share, or your stories if you're open to share. And we will see you in our next recording. Take care and God bless.